Hey everybody, welcome back to Going for Two with Jack Taylor. My name is Jack Taylor.
My name's Hunter too.
And we are coming off of just a fun weekend.
We beat Bama. In baseball.
We beat them in baseball.
That's what we were talking about the whole time.
Yeah, I know y'all thought we were talking about football the whole time. We were talking about the scrimmage game that happened last Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And in the series, we had a series with Bama this weekend. So, baseball on Friday, football on Saturday, and then Dak Prescott versus Mac Jones in football. So
I've heard that is a series.
Yeah, so we won 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Dak pulled it out for us there at the end.
Yeah. I'm sure no other Mississippi State versus Alabama NFL matchups happen the entire time.
I mean, if any Mississippi State player plays at all in the NFL,
they're playing against an Alabama.
Guaranteed player.
I'm sure they won.
Yeah. I mean, they all play for great teams. So what do we have in store for this episode? Because, there's not much to talk about in the Alabama game. So
yeah, so we're gonna slightly review the Alabama game. We have a little bit of college football news from around the country.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do our game preview of a national championship rematch against Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
Be a good series in baseball. And then we're gonna do our picks for the week, and then we're closing out with our favorite thing, Instagram questions.
Yeah, so it'll be a shorter game review this week because Hunter didn't suffer, didn't cause himself self-suffering, I guess, by watching the Bama game 5 times again and making a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
There's just no need for that.
Yeah, and I was getting a little worked up with classes and stuff. It was nice to not do that for once.
Yeah.
Felt pretty good. I got a good night's sleep that night.
Well, good.
It was great.
All right, so before we start any of that, I am going to, in lieu of Friday morning motivation, since it's come to my attention that it's not really motivating anybody, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give a few words of advice, maybe, as we're getting into the Thanksgiving season. And
it is a Friday.
And it's Friday, just a little advice for Black Friday coming up. I would just suggest doing it online. Cyber Monday is kind of a thing of the past. You can just shop online and get good deals on Black Friday.
Yeah, so do your Black Friday shopping online.
Yeah, and also some motivation to the Atlanta Braves. Don't rip my heart out. Just beat the Dodgers.
I'm sure it's easy.
Just beat them.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best team in baseball. Just beat them. So something else that's recently happened for us, just in some personal news, I guess, and it's now become public, I guess, is the Our People feature from Mississippi State. That was an email that we got a couple weeks ago, which was really surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't know how it happened, but we were featured on Mississippi State's website and on some on an Instagram account in this past week, and it was just a feature on how the podcast got started and just how it's grown over the past year, and it was really interesting. We were interviewed by James Karskadden and had our pictures made by Megan Bean, so I really appreciate them for their part in our feature, and we had a really good time doing the interview and taking pictures at Duty Noble. So if you haven't read that feature, it's actually in our bio, and you can go to the link in there, and if you read it and you enjoy it, just send us a message just saying that you read it. That's awesome. We have gained a few followers from it, so it's been pretty good for us, and shows us that our work's kind of been worth it over the past year.
Glad we're on someone's radar.
Yeah.
Who knew? Not me. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that was exciting.
Yeah. That being said, there was one really big college football kind of rankings thing that ended up happening.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 Purdue at the time went into Iowa. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Purdue went into Iowa.
Yeah.
And beat number 2 ranked Iowa.
Yeah. That was huge.
Yeah. So no more acting like Iowa is good.
Yeah, and they blew them out too. It was like 24-7. Wasn't really close. Iowa's been like a physical football team all year, but Big Ten it's just
and
cannibals there
and
too.
Someone said this. I heard it. Purdue has like the most wins as an unranked team against the top 2 ranked team, like anyone. They just do it.
Yeah,
and
they did it to Ohio State a few years ago. And, that's just
crazy.
I wish
we could beat them.
Yeah, Purdue's usually like a 7-5, 8-4 team,
and we
usually are too.
Team?
But we win the boring games.
Mm-hmm.
I would so much rather win a big game every year or 2 or 3, and then happen to lose to a team like Memphis.
I was about to say that.
Lose to a team like Memphis or South Alabama or something along with that, because that makes the bad losses way more manageable if you can beat an Alabama or an Iowa or something like that. We haven't beaten Iowa or Alabama in years, so decades.
With that being said, first thing we'd like to say about the Alabama game is
We were wrong. We could have choreographed that a little bit better.
Yeah, it works out. I'm sure it came across nice. Yeah. Or just horrible. Yeah. We're basically the whole episode.
Hey,
was
you
like,
said Alabama was going to win. At least you're not the idiot that predicted us to win.
I'm not. I didn't go over 10 somehow, so that's good.
I don't even want to talk about the picks this week.
Yeah, it wasn't very fun. We spent our whole episode talking about the path to Mississippi State to win, and none of that path.
We didn't even take the road less traveled by. Like, we saw a path to victory, and we were just like, I'm just gonna turn around, go backwards.
Like in the first quarter, after that, we were like, okay, we've had like 3 good drives. Don't want to talk about how they ended. Mm-hmm. Nothing happened after that. But we had 3 drives. We got into their side of the field, had chances to get points, only got points on one of them.
Yeah, and the first possession of a game is really important to set the tone. And I know that it ended in an interception, but I really do think that could have worked as like a tone-setting drive because we moved the ball down the field got to about the 30, and then threw an interception. I get that's not how you want to end a drive at all, but it did set the tone. The crowd was into it for sure. But the pick 6 to make it 14-3 when we still thought we had kind of a chance, that's really like what ended any chance that we had to win. I think it ruined or it just took away Will Rogers' confidence, and from then on our players just didn't seem like they cared, didn't seem like they had a chance, and so the first possession wasn't even that important, but it was that possession right there.
Yeah, I think it was the third one because we got points on the second one. Yeah, the third one. Just
because we had just gotten a defensive stop, forced them to punt, and then throw a pick 6, and you just can't make one mistake against Alabama. You surely can't make 2 and one that big, you know. Yeah.
So the field wasn't stormed.
No,
didn't happen. Kentucky getting the top 10.
Maybe so. I never thought I'd see the day of us storming the field after a win against Kentucky. But
I am hoping for anything nowadays.
Yeah.
Tennessee
State?
My college career is ending quickly, and I want to storm the field. It's not going to happen, is it?
Probably not.
I'll just go watch us beat North Alabama in basketball and storm the court.
Just by yourself.
Just me. Get tackled.
Yeah. So last week we did talk about, if Bama was... if we had to see Bama win, we wanted Bryce Young to beat us. And I think I could have been out there and probably beaten us. But Bryce Young did his thing. We made a freshman quarterback beat us on the road, and he did it pretty easily. So
yeah. Believe we also said, he hasn't played very well on the road. He did. Yeah. Played quite well.
We also said you have to beat us over the middle.
He did.
He did that.
Over and over. And
I think you said this right before the game that, we said that without really thinking that we don't have the safeties to back that up. Mm-hmm. You have to have safeties.
I said that was a slight miscalculation on my part. I was like, just make them beat us over the middle. I'm like, I'd assume they want to beat us over the middle.
Yeah, that's probably their goal. I mean, Nick Saban's smart enough to see that we have the 2 best corners in the SEC. He's not going to throw at them. I mean, John Mechie beat us over the middle all game. The only big catch that Jamison Williams had was over the middle, and it was an 75-yard touchdown. So it was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
The names that we said last week that couldn't beat us, they beat us. Jamison Williams had, like I said, 1 touchdown. John Mechie, great game, and
Brian Robinson had like 141 all-purpose yards. 3 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. But second half doesn't matter. We weren't in that. We weren't playing.
No, not at all.
Yeah, but. There's not many positives to take away from this, so let's just go ahead and get into the positional breakdowns. I didn't do my spreadsheet thing, so I'm not gonna have stupid stats that don't matter or even exist. Getting into it. Will had some really ugly throws.
Yeah,
and it seemed like our communication and Will was just off.
Yeah, I mean the first possession ended with an interception, like we said, and even that from the very beginning was a miscommunication or just a bad throw there. Because Mekhi Polk had a step on whoever intercepted that, and we were just threw behind him.
We were just seeing the different routes. He was looking for a back shoulder there.
Yeah,
he didn't cut back, and that just happened over and over in this game.
Yeah,
the pick 6 wasn't that, but that was just a great play by that safety.
Yeah. So Will, did have some bad throws from the beginning, but they got worse as the game went on because he was injured at some point. Mm-hmm. He had a shoulder injury, and
some guy behind us was like, "Yeah, Will's out of here." I'm like, we were both like, "Who do you want, Chancellor Livertich?"
You have never seen this guy play a football game, ever.
What number does he wear?
Number 9.
Is it number 9?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Pretty good number.
It's average.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, so he went into the tent. Levertich actually started warming up. We saw him on the sidelines, but then Rodgers came out of the tent, and he was in there for the rest of the game. Not really sure why. You keep a injured quarterback in there in a blowout game, but that really must just tell you that...
Yes, it's his team.
Yeah, it really must tell you, like, he is the guy, and there's not anybody really close behind him.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating. I know. You have the right to be frustrated if you're a State fan. Like, it didn't look good at all.
Yeah, this is our first game with Will Rogers as our quarterback that we got blown out in. It's kind of a new thing that we've seen.
So I'll stick with him moving forward, just because I don't think we have a better replacement. Obviously, we don't have a better replacement. Yeah. But it's the Bama game.
Yeah. At some point, someone signed a contract where, in all of my years of going to Mississippi State, we were just going to get killed by Alabama. Yeah. So I'd love to see our point differential in my time being here.
Yeah. As we mentioned, like, the second half, we just really didn't play well at all.
I didn't even care during the second half. I was there, but I was like...
I went into the second half, and we were down 21-6, I think. So we went down by 15 points going into that. And I was still thinking there might be a chance, but deep down, I knew we didn't have a chance. But I start seeing guys like Mekhi Polk just...
Oh, yeah, they scored on the first play out of half.
Yeah, that took the wind out of the sails. But you see a guy like Mekhi Polk, who has been a great receiver all year, just kind of dragging his feet, like head down. I mean, that's the mentality of the team. Going into the second half, we knew we were beat, and there was nothing we could do to stop it.
Yeah.
So that was the general vibe I was getting from the running backs and wide receivers. They kind of knew that Will was off in this game, and the whole team was just not.
Early in the game, offensive line was great. Mm-hmm. Like I was sitting there, I was like, okay, I know we're down here, but Will's had time. Like he was doing pretty good, and then Nick Saban got a little rude with some blitzes. And one of them got through and hurt Will. That wasn't very good. And the offensive line just kind of didn't.
Yeah, I think 7 sacks in this game.
Oh, jeez, was it that many?
Yeah,
that hurts.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, but early in the game when they were just rushing 3 or 4, I thought, wow, we're doing like pretty good. Yeah. And then it just devolved.
Mm-hmm. That's really all I've got on the offense. What did you see from the defense in this game?
My major takeaway. In the 2 games that we have seen Arnett coach against Alabama, he keeps on doing these blitzes, and I mean, we've watched Alabama quarterbacks. They get the ball out fast. Mm-hmm. Blitzing them really doesn't work unless you can just jam their inside receivers, and we don't have anyone that can do that. I mean, trust what got you there, I guess, but like, I mean, it was. Their 2 scores early in the game were on like 3rd and 1. Like we get them down 3rd down, and
that's the frustrating part. It's like 1st and 2nd down, we don't look bad at all.
Like we have them in 3rd and medium, 3rd and short, and then we just bring it, and they get the ball out fast, and their athletes are better than ours over the middle.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a trend we see with our defensive coordinators against Bama, you know.
And I mean, we were getting good pressure, but I mean that's just how Alabama quarterbacks are. They're gonna throw against the blitz.
You find Messi in open space, and
I mean they're gone.
Yeah,
that's just how they're gonna be, and that's how they've been for the past 7 years.
Yeah. So, if you didn't know the outcome of this game, it was 49-9 Alabama.
We scored.
We did score. It was better than the shutout of last year. Last year we lost by 41 points.
He still hasn't scored a touchdown against Alabama.
Nope. But last year we lost by 41. This year we lost by 40. So, it's getting better every year.
Yeah. You know, lose big is what we said earlier. Mm-hmm. Now we're in the lose big stage. Yeah. Okay. So that's really all I have about the Alabama game. Alabama came out and did what they needed to do, and they killed us.
Yeah. absolutely. So they're.
I mean,
Alabama's officially back on track.
Yeah.
I think.
We went into this. We're like, okay, we can win, but if we lose, really don't care. It's Alabama, and that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as we expected to win, we had this in the back of our mind, and if you didn't think we were going to win, this was the other option.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for the Alabama game. We're going to be moving into our game preview against Vanderbilt, and like we said, national championship rematch.
I love that.
Yeah. So, man, going to Nashville and playing a team that is really, really not good. The worst team in the SEC, and I would have said it's not close, but last week they played South Carolina pretty close. So I guess those two teams are really close to the worst. They lost to South Carolina by 1 point last week, and I really don't know much about this Vanderbilt team. I saw them play UConn and barely win that game. I actually watched them play Colorado State earlier this year. Just had that game on randomly. And barely won that game. They're just not a good team.
Yeah,
not a good team. What do you have on them?
Georgia beat them by 62, but I think Georgia would do that to
us.
8/10 of the SEC.
Yeah,
that was a weird one.
8/10 of 14 teams. Of 13 teams.
Yeah,
make it even weirder.
Yeah. Florida beat them 42-0. Stanford beat them 41-23.
Man,
I mean, Stanford's not good. I know we're not actually good, but like we're like. I'm still on the we're not horrible train, by the way.
Yeah.
Alabama just has our number, and we do not have close to theirs.
Yeah.
We don't have the area code right.
Not at all.
Yeah.
All right. So one thing I do know about them, Ken Seals is their quarterback, and he was one of the football players who was on top of the dugout during our series in Nashville in baseball this year, and that went well for him.
I wonder if Lotan blew him a kiss.
Probably so. He's probably the guy who was aiming that one out. So this year he has a 50% completion percentage. He's got 5 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. It's not very good.
Not good is how I would describe those numbers.
Pretty bad, maybe.
Pretty not good.
Yeah.
Suboptimal, some would say.
I mean, I know that Will Rogers' completion percentage is pretty inflated because of short passes and stuff. So, I mean, if you maybe used to see him, what does he have, like 75%?
It's like I think it's 72 right now 72. Or something like that.
Okay, but 50% is not good, not great. But in the touchdown interception ratio, really
not good,
pretty bad. So just all around, not a great quarterback, not a great system there going on at Vanderbilt, but probably going to look like an NFL team.
85 Bears, is that what people say? I think that's a thing that people say, right?
Yeah.
My old NFL knowledge isn't the best.
Yeah. All right. So name in their running game. Their leading rusher this year is Rocco Griffin.
Cool name
on the all-name team. It's a really good name.
Yeah.
284 rushing yards on the year. Not a big number. It's almost what our running backs have. Is it?
Dylan has 173, 1 touchdown.
Okay, so
on 36 carries.
Yeah, so I mean, Rocco Griffin, not a big name. Shouldn't have to worry about him too much, but he's gonna look like
Barry Sanders.
There you go, with that old NFL knowledge.
I'm gonna do so many old NFL. Can we do one for Ken Seals?
Ken Seals is gonna look like.
Oh, I wasn't ready.
Joe Montana.
Old
That's
Joe. Old Joe.
Yeah, so Ken Seals, Rocco Griffin, Vanderbilt's passing 200 yards a game. They're rushing just over 100 yards a game. Not big numbers there.
No.
I'm seeing a trend here.
They're not good.
They're not a good team. I really do think our defense should be able to handle this offense. We'll be good against seemingly a non-existent run game. Be good against Ken Seals. And I think the offense can get back on track. This is a perfect perfect game to have after the Bama game, a week to get back on track, get a win, and you start looking like the team that you were starting to look like before the Bama game.
Yeah,
So-
and get ready for Kentucky.
Yeah.
But can't look over this game.
No.
I mean, we've seen on our schedule, you cannot
No.
look over anyone.
We have 6 games left, and we could win all 6 of them. We could lose all 6 of them.
Mhm.
I mean, Tennessee State, we could lose it.
I mean, we could.
Yeah. So, I think we'll be fine this week. I think like I said, this is a good weekend for us to get back on track. What do you think?
You know what? It's something later in the episode, but
Okay.
but I'm very sad about it.
All right. So, Mississippi State, if you were wondering, 20 and a half point favorites. And we're great against the spread this year, right? 2 and 4 against
2 and 4 against the spread. A wise man once told me the only win-loss that matters is against the spread. So, yeah, good look for the dogs. Good thing about Bowling Green. I forgot what their mascot is. They're like 5-1 against the spread.
Yeah. So,
yeah, this game. Do you think we cover?
No.
Okay.
17.
Just looking here, over/under is at 51.5. I do not think that gets touched.
Really?
Mm-mm. I'm not sure if the offense is gonna put up.
Like our offense?
Yeah, I'm not sure we put up 30.
We'll see.
I mean,
I think 34. Ooh, they're so smart. 34-17 is 51 points.
those betters.
Yeah.
They're not gonna score 17. Okay, we'll get to that once we do our picks and our score predictions and our player of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so picks for the week. It's not the best week, but there are some games.
We're scrounging here.
Yeah.
For some games.
The first game is undefeated Oklahoma State, ranked at number 8 at Iowa State. If they get through this, it's going to be undefeated Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And that will be wild. This is a tough game for Oklahoma State.
All right. I'm actually going Iowa State in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Oklahoma State here.
Iowa State's is another one of those teams, kind of like Purdue that we were talking about. They just get a big win every now and then, it seems like. And I just think this is the week. Oklahoma State's going to go down. All right, so game number 2, we got number 10, Oregon at UCLA. What you got in this game?
Chip Kelly return game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go UCLA here.
All right, I'm going Oregon. Just 'cause
Understandable.
I don't want to agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, and game number 3, LSU going to Oxford. Eli Manning getting his number retired. What's it going to be in Oxford this weekend?
If the reports of Corral being out are true, another thing that we didn't talk about, Ed Orgeron is out as a head coach. Forgot to talk about that.
Well, he's still there.
Yeah,
after the season.
But he's a dead man walking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why you keep him there. Like, what is he doing? Talking to recruits? Oh, you're going to love LSU. They didn't love me, but don't... just don't...
I didn't even think about that. Really.
Just don't hit on any, like, LSU administration's wives, and you won't get fired. Or lose.
He's telling that to the recruits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just don't hit on anyone's wives.
Yeah.
But I think earlier in the season we said LSU's going to go out there and get a random win. But last week they got a random win. They got a random win against us. It's kind of seeming like a trend now.
Mm-hmm.
And if Corral isn't playing, I'm picking LSU here.
All right. I'm picking LSU just whether or not Corral plays. Right now I know that Jonathan Mingo is also out for the year for them. It's a big receiver for him. And
they don't have much depth in receivers.
I just
Drummond's good. Behind that, JRP gets meaningful snaps.
Yeah, I know we're Mississippi State fans. We can't like Ole Miss, whatever. I really just don't think Ole Miss is. I think they're struggling right now. So I'm gonna go LSU.
Yeah.
All right, game number 4. We got Clemson at Pitt.
One of these teams has a Heisman candidate, and the other is Clemson. Kenny Pickett for Pitt has turned. He's been there for like 5 years, and this every other season he has like 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. This year he's turned it completely around. He has like 20 touchdowns, like 3 interceptions. It's so weird. Clemson could randomly still win the ACC.
Yeah.
If NC State slips up at all.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna go Pitt here.
All right.
And Kenny Pickett we trust.
All right. I'm gonna go Clemson, just
Oh Lord,
because they're still Clemson.
Okay.
All right.
This one should be fast.
Yeah. All right. Go for this one.
Tennessee at number 4, Alabama.
All right. Alabama. USC at number 13, Notre Dame.
This would be a good game in the 90s.
Some old college football knowledge.
Yeah,
too.
old stuff.
Yeah.
So,
All right. I'm gonna go Notre Dame in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Notre Dame here.
All right. You'd like to agree with me now.
Yeah,
We're on a little streak here. All right. Now
I'm gonna agree with you here. I promise.
Now I got South Carolina at number 17, A&M.
A&M.
All right. A&M here for me. And Georgia Tech at Virginia.
I'm never picking against Keaton. Give me Virginia.
I think I'm gonna
trick bad too heavy.
I think I'm picking against Virginia here. Going Georgia Tech.
You're going against the first string football player for Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Love KT.
All right, now I got number 9. Might seem like a weird game, but wait, there's some significance here. You got UTSA at Louisiana Tech. So
UTSA is 6-0 right now.
Undefeated. They've got who are their wins against? I mean, you've got Illinois to start the season, so that was kind of like a
they have a win against Memphis.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone can say that.
Few teams can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but UTSA has just been having a great season.
Yeah, and Louisiana Tech, I mean, contrary to popular belief, I know they almost beat an SEC team, like really close to beating an SEC team. They're not good.
They're not very good.
So I'm going UTSA in that game.
Yeah, I'm also going to go UTSA. Put them in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Mm-hmm.
UTSA Natty, does that work?
Mm-mm.
I've heard it doesn't.
University of Texas Senationito?
That works. That would do numbies. Okay.
All right. Now we got America's Game of the Week, Mississippi State, going to Nashville to play the Vanderbilt Commodores.
So is this like fifth in the... Are we fifth?
I hate that you always try to calculate this.
What's the rankings in the division? I don't know. Pretty low in them and versus pretty low in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You go first on this one.
All right. So I'm picking Mississippi State to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing like our
score prediction. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I know I said 34-17 earlier. I think I'm gonna go 35-7.
Okay.
So we are gonna cover. There we go.
Okay. I'm gonna go 27-3. I think. Yeah, Sarah Fuller's gonna go. I know she's not there. That was a joke, but yeah, they'll have some big play that gets them into field goal range, and they'll kick it through. Yeah.
All right.
Player of the game.
Player of the game. Yeah.
And I said last week, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to switch my strategy for doing player of the game, and I'm very sad to announce that I will actually be picking players who play.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts my soul, but it had to come to this.
Right.
You go first on this one while I come up with my answer.
All right. So all year long, we haven't seen Jaden Wally have like a big play, like we did last year, against Georgia, against Ole Miss. He had some big time catches. I think this is the game he's going to have a long touchdown. This is the game Mississippi State has a long touchdown, and Jaden Wally's going to be the guy to do it.
That pick really upset me because that is the only person I was thinking.
Yeah.
I can't double up with you, which hurts.
Hey, take my guy on my Kai Polk.
I know, but that's chalk. Like, my guy's just that dude.
What about Austin Williams?
Give me Malik Heath. He's been going up for these 50-50 balls against people that are probably better than him a lot of the season. These guys aren't better than Malik Heath. Yeah. Malik Heath's going to go up, get a lot of 50-50 balls.
Okay.
Cool. I just came up with an answer.
I like it.
Look at me.
All right. So that's going to do it for our game preview and our picks for the week. We'll post those, and so all of you can send in your picks for the week as well. And I know we didn't talk about who won the picks. We didn't look at who won just because we had a bad taste in our mouth for this weekend of college football.
I think I got like 2 right.
Yeah, I think I went 4 and 6. I just wasn't feeling it. So sorry to whoever won. I hope it wasn't you, Courtney.
I think it was Brooks back to back.
Was it Brooks?
Yeah, I think it ended up being Brooks.
Well, congratulations, Brooks.
Brooks, as always.
You did better than all of us. So, all right, now we're going to move into some Instagram questions. We had 6 or 7 of them. Mm-hmm. Pretty good ones.
Okay, so first one. From E is for Ethan. How many points we hanging on Vandy? I think it just said 27.
I think 35.
Okay, from Jenna Marbles. I hear you got a lake house. What's up with that?
Yeah, I'm living in a trailer on a lake, and by the golf course. So it's a lake house. It's not a stretch.
All-time favorite MSU football player, not Dak.
Jeffrey Simmons.
Montez Sweat.
I like it.
Is Coach Leach on the hot seat from Cale Brickles 80?
No.
I'd also say no, but if the season doesn't end like perfect, he will start next year on it.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty safe. From Brooks Taylor, 1390. Can we make a bowl?
Yes.
There's a path to it. I mean, yeah.
Win the next 6 games. 9-3.
From Nathan Taylor, do you think Will is our only viable option at QB?
Yes.
At the moment, yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, next year, obviously, you got Sawyer Robertson with a year of experience, and maybe I don't know if
maybe he'll get some game action.
Yeah.
From Drew Robinson, need help streaming a quarterback in fantasy, Keenum or Matt Ryan? Okay, so I'm going to use this time to talk about how much I hate fantasy football. It has been 6 weeks of fantasy football, and I have not had a quarterback score more than 10 points. So I put out a poll in our group chat, and I was like, okay, y'all pick who's starting for me. And I picked Case Keenum, and you know what? He went out there and got me around 13 points. And for that, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to say at Thanksgiving this year. Case Keenum got me 13 points, and that's what I'm thankful for.
There we go. I like that answer.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
All right. I've never played fantasy football in my entire life. So all
You're
this
lucky.
is just foreign to me.
I'm not having a good time.
I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't do good things for your mental health.
Yeah, it honestly is bad for your mental health.
So that's going to do it for this episode of Going for Two with Jack Taylor. I'd like to remind you all once again, if you haven't read our feature, just go to the link in our bio and read our People feature from Mississippi State University. Again, we're really proud of that and really excited about having that opportunity. So go and read that. But until next week, that's going to be it for us. And so we will see you after a Mississippi State win, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Last time we played them, we won.
Yep. See ya. I'm steady saying, see ya. I'm never going to see these people.
You said that like 2 times ago, I think.
See y'all next week.
Try it again.
What?
Try it again.
See y'all next week.
I don't think you're going to see him.
You never responded to my Rodin and Fields inquiry.
There's no way anyone listens to these.
No way.
If you listen to this, send us something.
Rodin and Fields, maybe.